Hello, everybody, and welcome to an NFL Draft edition of Chalk Talk here on the DK Pittsburgh Sports Steelers YouTube channel. Derrick Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon, is the 21st overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is the newest member of the team. Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin both said that they weren't going to trade back away from him, take the chance to not get him. There were a couple of defensive tackles already gone, 3 actually. Mason Graham went early as expected. He went 5th overall to the Browns. Kenneth Grant went 13th to the Dolphins, and then Walter Nolan, I forget where he went off the top of my head. I am recording this at 2:45 in the morning on Friday, April 25th. So, but either way, Walter Nolan was gone. And so Derrick Harmon was the best defensive tackle on the board at that point. And this was not a case of he's just the best defensive tackle left, we're going to get him. The Steelers liked him a lot. And so I'm going to show you a little bit of why. But first, before I get into that, I do want to go over some things that I put in my own draft profile on Derrick Harmon, some of his strengths and weaknesses. I'll read those off really quick. Exceptional blend of size. These are strengths. Exceptional blend of size, strength, and quickness makes him difficult to move, but can also win quickly when rushing the passer. Good power and length for an interior defensive lineman. He's got 34 3/8 inch arms. He's 6'5", 313 pounds. That's good size. Wins with an outstanding first step, polished hand usage and footwork and true pass sets. He absorbs a good amount of double teams, making play easier for his linebackers. He understands where his role is. Ideally, he has a 3 technique, which means he plays between the guard and the tackle, but he's versatile enough to play multiple spots up front. He's got a high football IQ. He maintains his gap integrity. He's not going to over pursue, and he understands, like I said, his purpose of one of 11 guys on the field. And he's got a good motor from snap to whistle. You hardly see him ever give up on a play. Some of the weaknesses: high-waisted build, which leads to an inconsistent pad level. That kind of comes with time for a lot of young defensive linemen. They think they can just win every single time, when ideally you always need to maintain your leverage. He does get stalled too often when losing his initial move. You're not going to bat 1,000. There are going to be sometimes the offensive lineman gets the upper hand, and he can stall too often when that happens, and so it's going to take some coaching up on that. And he should also be a better finisher given how often he wins his reps. Sometimes he can lose containment when rushing the passer. Not necessarily when I talk about gap integrity in terms of run defense, but in terms of pursuing the quarterback, he can lose that containment when he's trying to pursue sacks. So let's actually look at the tape here. I've got a few plays dialed up. Right here. This is a run defense. This kind of shows the athleticism of Derrick Harmon right here. And so just so you know, he's number 55 for Oregon. This is obviously the Big Ten championship against Penn State. This right here, I mean, so he's already having to fight through 2 different blockers. I understand, like, this guy right here is not really trying to block him, but he's got to dodge him, so it kind of gives him that swim move, and then he gets hit by the tackle there, and the tackle is trying to shove him over. He's trying to get him to go this way, and Harmon, he not only maintains his strength, but he even kind of spins out of this, knowing where the ball carrier is, and has the ability to spin out and grab him and wrap him up and then throw him to the ground. I mean, again, when we talk about the high motor, that's it. I mean, but to have the ability to make this step to the outside, to be taking on a block, be moved, and still be able to spin out, make the tackle like that, again, that strength, That's athleticism. I mean, this guy ran a 4.95 40-yard dash at the combine. He can move. And I understand that's like straight line speed, but he's athletic. This is a big, athletic, long guy. This right here is going to show the length. We talk about 34 and 3/8 inch arms. Well, let me identify him for you right there. Watch that guy and watch him do the Cam Hayward long arm. How many times have we seen Cam Hayward do that move right there where you just get the one arm shoved into the offensive lineman? And the other thing is that this other arm is free to do whatever. That's why Cam Hayward likes to do it, because you can have this hand occupying that and you can stick this other hand up and possibly bat a pass, you know? Now, obviously, this is a handoff here, but he is just, I mean, to push a guy back. I don't care if this is college. This is grown man strength right here. To be able to put your hand up like that. And again, the linebacker is free here. What were we talking about when it comes to he understands his purpose as one of 11 guys. His linebacker can come in and shoot that gap as long as he can not allow that tackle to go. You know, because what if that tackle would love to be able to get that there and possibly work up to the second level? What if he could? And Harmon's just not letting him. You know, that's good stuff, man. That's you don't do that without grown man strength and long arms. Cam Hayward has both. Derrick Harmon has both. And I'm not trying to say that Derrick Harmon is going to be Cam Hayward. That's a gigantic projection, but they're built the same. He's going to get to learn from Cam Hayward. He already models his game after Cam Hayward. He said so at the combine. He's one of the guys that he looks up to, even saying that whenever I study run defense, I turn on Cam Hayward tape. And he even said, like, I even asked him about it tonight. He's like, he gets to be my vet now. I'm going to be his pup, and I'm going to be able to pick his brain, and he's excited about it. Next play here. This goes to show the quick step, and this is a good finish. You know, we talk about, and by the way, right here, in case you didn't see him, but this is a quick first step inside. Just goes to show, man, like that first step can do a whole bunch. Now, granted, this is a combination of he's immediately setting to hit to this side while he is already coming inside, so he gets the advantage. But this is a quick first step. Even if he didn't step to his right, he's going to be dealing with, this is called speed to power. When you have that quick of a first step, boom, you can create power doing that. And he doesn't necessarily have to create power. At that point, he's like, all right, I already have a lane now. I just got to get past him. And again, that's where straight line speed comes into play. That's where athleticism comes into play. Good footwork comes into play. And he's able to get past, and this is where you just want to see, okay, make a beeline to the quarterback. Love getting the hands up right there. Get the hands up. In case he tries to throw the ball, nope, I'm going to bat it down. Now, he misses his initial pursuit, and after his teammate whiffs, he's able to, swallow him up, grab him, and throw him to the ground, get the sack. That's a good finish, not over-pursuing, getting the hands up, possibly wanting to bat a pass down. That's good stuff. All right, next play here. This goes to show his ability to maintain in run defense. Harmon right there. This would be like a two technique. He's right over top of the guard, playing that interior. And again, he takes on a double team there because he's got, the center and the guard both double teaming him there. And he's able to take on that double team. Now, the center is going to try to go and find somebody else to block because that's what the scheme is calling for. But the whole point that they're trying to do there is that he's trying to get him to block so that 77 can come around and have this leverage on him to get inside of him. Harmon is strong enough where he can fight off the block from the center. So 77 never truly gets that inside leverage. So he's already, again, that strength is paying off there. And then he's able to come off of the block and actually make the tackle. Again, this is really good strength. And we talk about the reasons why the Steelers want to improve their defensive front. Stopping the run is one. This dude's strong. He's got long arms, but he's strong. And this goes to show when his pad level's good. He doesn't get too high up right away. I mean, he obviously gets up out of his stance, but he's not letting either of these offensive linemen get over the top of him. Notice how they are both taller than he is. You can barely see him there. That means he is nice and low. He's got a lower pad level than they are, which means he can maintain and he can just maintain the leverage. And it pays off because 77's not moving him. And he ends up getting off the block, making the play. Yeah. That's all right, yeah. Right there. Okay. Last play here. You want to see straight line speed, foot quickness. There you go. Now, granted, they do run it to his side, but man, alive. That's just fun to see. To see him get up, easy for me to say. It's late, man. I'm tired. To get up that quickly out of his stance. And then again, this is what we're talking about when you talk about length. Having those long arms and being able to just generate that and just shove away a guard. I understand this isn't the NFL, but this is the Big Ten. That's Michigan. This is the Big Ten. That's no scrub. You don't see scrubs on the offensive line in the Big Ten. And he uses, again, good first step. He's fast. He's got good footwork, and he uses his long arms to push away the guard. And he just gets upfield, makes a tackle, pursuit. I love this frame rate. Like, which one? I mean, I know the play that I showed earlier shows the arm length, but this right here, again, it shows strength. It shows length. This is why you want to see defensive linemen with long arms. And not just long arms. And that's like one of the knocks on Mason Graham is that he doesn't have the longest arms. Mason Graham, top defensive tackle taken. He was taken 5th overall. Derrick Harmon is built better than Mason Graham is. Mason Graham does a lot of things really well, but there's a reason why the Steelers liked Derrick Harmon more than any other defensive tackle in this class. This is these are part of the reasons why. Also, go to dkpittsburghsports.com, read what I wrote coming out of the draft, the character stuff with him, the stuff he's dealing with his mom right now. He didn't have to share that stuff on draft night, and he did, and it just kind of goes to show the character, the type of person that he is. Man, this guy can be really special. He's got a lot of really, really interesting traits. I think he's a really, really good football player. He's a smart football player. Again, he checks a lot of boxes. He's 6'5", he's 313, he's got long arms, he's fast, he's got good footwork. There's a lot to like here. A lot to like. Now, he's not perfect. Mike Tomlin said as much. Like he's gonna have stuff to work on. All the players coming out of this class have stuff to work on, but there's a lot of stuff to like about Derrick Harmon. So I think it's a good first-round pick. I know it's what the Steelers were wanting all along. So we'll see how it plays out. That's how it is with every draft. We won't know on Harmon for sure for at least 2 or 3 more years, most likely. But again, right here, draft night, I think the Steelers are getting a good football player at a position of need. They needed to improve the defensive line, and I believe they did that with their first-round pick and taking Derrick Harmon. So we'll be back next week for Chalk Talks as far as I know. We may do some bonus Chalk Talks on whoever they take. They don't have a second round pick, but whoever they take on day 2, whoever they take on day 3. If we don't do them over the weekend, because these daily Chalk Talks are supposed to be Monday through Friday, we'll definitely be back on Monday to do Chalk Talks. We'll start hitting them up on all the draft picks. We'll eventually work through them all. And who knows? Maybe we will do bonus ones. But either way, this is today's. Happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the rest of the draft. Until next time we meet, catch you guys on the flippity flip. We'll see you later.